Hi, I'm in my sister's room right now because we're in the process of repainting my room. So therefore, I'm in an unfamiliar location, yellow walls, a weird TV thing behind me. Hope that we can stick through it for like one video because I'm gonna be back in my room with new wall color soon. I read 7 books in what month even just passed? September, and is it September? Yeah, and this is my stack of things. Technically only 6 because one of them I read in the very end of August and I forgot to mention. So I'm going to start off with that one. I read The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, and I cannot believe I forgot to talk about this because somebody was like, Whitney, didn't you read that? I was looking forward to you talking about it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So this is a thing that happened. I loved it so much. I've been hearing amazing things about it, and then more recently, people have been like, it's not as good as the hype suggested. I loved it so much. And if you didn't know, this book is about a alien invasion. Basically, it comes in 5 waves. The first wave was that they lost. You know what? I'm probably going to say this wrong. Let me refer to the waves. Yeah, the first wave was an electromagnetic thing where they lost all their power. The second wave was whatever. Yeah, okay. I don't remember what any of these are, but basically everyone dies except for like a handful of humans, and one of these humans is the main character, Cassie, and she's just trying to survive, trying to find her family after they've been split up, and it is so good. I love this book a ton. I gave this book 5 stars, and I will show you the sequel later on this video. The next book I read was Identical by Ellen Hopkins. I read this because Ellen Hopkins came to my area last Monday, but I didn't get to go, so I'm really sad about that. But regardless, I really enjoyed this book. I gave this 4 stars. We're leaning toward 4.5 stars because I really did like it. This book is about a pair of twins, and if you know who Ellen Hopkins is, you know what she writes about. She just writes about a ton of teen issues, whether that's drugs or relationships or just a lot of really raw topics that I don't read a lot of and I don't really feel comfortable reading a lot of, so this is a once in a while type read for me. But I loved it. This is the most recommended book of Ellen Hopkins that I was given to read, and I know why, because the ending, I literally gasped and had to stop reading because there's such a huge plot twist, so that was amazing. Thank you to anyone that recommended this to me. The next book I read is Between the Spark and the Burn, which is the sequel to Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. I absolutely adore this cover, first things first. I'm the realist. I do have a series review up for this duology, so if you would like to go check that out, I'll link it in the description. Can't really go into much of a synopsis, but I will say I think it was a nice continuation of the series. I think I really liked the characters more in this book, but the ending was really vague, and I don't feel comfortable with how it ended because it's not final enough in my taste. Again, if you want to hear more on that, go check out my review. It's completely spoiler-free. Then for English, I had to read a book, and that was Cry the Beloved Country by Alan Payton. This is not my quote sticky notes. This is stuff that I put in there because we had to annotate it, so I'm probably gonna end up taking these out just so I'm not wasting like 15 note things. But yeah, this book is just about apartheid and South Africa, and I mean, it's not a horrible book. I was thinking like senior year, we're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty stuff that's not that fun to read, and honestly, though I did struggle reading it a little bit sometimes, it was not horrible, and I think I gave this 3 stars. It wasn't amazing, but I wasn't bored to tears, which is pretty much how I rate most of the classics we read for school. Then for most of the month, I spent my time reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I've been reading this since the middle of August and finally finished it in September. If you're new to my channel, first of all, hello. Second of all, I have not finished the Harry Potter series yet, so I'm slowly working my way through. My goal was to be done by October because long story short, my friend is coming and we were gonna marathon all the Harry Potter movies in October, and that might not happen now because I haven't finished the last 2, and I don't think I will have time to because of the topic of my TBR. That was a very run-on sentence, but either way, really liked this one. I really like all the Harry Potter books, except I feel like it's a lot of effort to have to read them because they're so big and they take up a lot of my time because I'm a bit of a slow reader. So I like Harry Potter, let that be known, but at this point it feels like more of a burden to read it than I'm actually enjoying it, so I think I might take a small break before I go to Half-Blood Prince. And the last book that I read in the month of September was Let's Get Lost by, they said this at a book signing, so let me see if I can get it right, Adi Al-Said. This book follows a girl named Layla who's going on a road trip up to Alaska to go see the Northern Lights, and along the way she meets 4 people, and the book is told from those 4 people's perspectives, but at the very end, her perspective. And it's just a story about journeys and relationships and stuff, and I gave this 4 stars. I thought it was a pretty good story. I really liked I liked the plot of it, I liked the idea, but I thought a lot of the dialogue was kind of corny, and again, unrealistic. A 17-year-old crossing the border, is that even legal? I don't know. But, yeah, I liked the idea, just the execution was like a little bit, yeah. This really reminded me of Looking for Alaska. I don't know what it was, I think it was the whole Alaska thing, but I imagined Layla like Alaska. They had like similar personalities to me, even though they're pretty different. Yeah, I just couldn't get Looking for Alaska out of my head as I read this book. Yeah, it was a nice read. It was really entertaining. I read it super fast. Also, cover lust. Let's just... maps. I didn't finish this, but I am making progress through it, and it's not technically on any of my TBRs, so I thought I would just, like, throw it at you. I am... how many pages? 127 pages into Ich fürchte mich nicht, which is the German version of Shatter Me. I've mentioned this book several times in a couple of my videos now, just because I wanted to kind of throw it out there that I am reading things in German, because I'm so cultured. Right now, I am at the part... her and Warner are talking about something. I don't know, something... oh, yeah, she's saying, like, I hate you and stuff, so... OTP. Shout out to Germany for existing. Since I'm obviously, like, the wisest booktuber that's ever lived, I forgot to mention a book I read on Kindle, Frostbite by Michelle Mead. Gave it 4 stars. Now for my October TBR, I was really gonna... okay, I have 2 goals for this, and oh wow, lovely nail polish, by the way. First goal of this month was I was like, oh hey, everyone's doing spooky TBRs, I'm gonna do a Halloween TBR. Then I was like, but I have so many review books. So that's kind of a duo I have going on, is a little spooky, a lot of reviews. So the first book is The Heart of Dread Frozen by Melissa De La Cruz and Michael Johnston. This book, I believe, follows something about people having powers. I have read the first, I have a bookmark in here, I read the first 20 pages, and I like it so far. They're like living in dystopian Las Vegas, and I think I'm gonna like this, and yeah, I can't really give you a good synopsis, because hey, way to not put any synopsis anywhere on here. Is there? Oh, there is, on the very inside. Okay, so now even on paperbacks we're doing in the inside flap, just newsflash. These next 2 books are from the same series, and I have no idea what they're about. I just saw the author's name on it and requested it, and I need to read these because it's been a couple months now, which is embarrassing, but they are Earthbound and then Earthquake by April and Pike. I read April and Pike's Wings series, which is about fairies, and that wasn't horrible, and again, have no idea what these are about. Okay. Tavia Michaels is the sole survivor of a plane crash that killed her parents, but why did she survive? Wait. Strange visions. Create objects out of thin air. So now I guess we have a little tiny gist of it, and it seems kind of paranormal-ish. I'm not really sure what's going on these covers, but yeah, that was totally upside down. The book I'm currently reading right now, which I think I'm going to finish first and foremost of these, so I don't know why I'm mentioning it in the middle. Anyway, this is Blind by Rachel DeWolfskin. This is about a girl who is... you guessed it. And this seems like a murder mystery, weirdly enough. And, well, it doesn't seem like it, it kind of is. It's a girl in her town commits suicide, and she's trying to figure out why, but she's blind. And, I'm liking it so far. I'm 117 pages into it. I'm definitely liking the whole blind aspect of it. However, I'm not sure where it's going, and I am getting a little bit bored. So, don't know how fast I'm going to be able to read this, but definitely will try and finish it this month and get a review up. A book that is released this month? Is it released in the beginning of October? I believe so. A ton of people have been talking about this already. But The Young Elites by Marie Lu. This is her fantasy new series coming out. Again, I can't really give you much of a synopsis on this. I know snippets of what it's about, like something about a disease wipes people out. I have no clue. Honestly, I kind of want to go into this blindly because Legend got a ton of hype for me and I was spoiled, so I didn't really enjoy Legend as much as I could have. So, yeah, I'm just excited to see what else Marie Lu is going to be throwing at us. The last book I have for review, which just came in today, and this is the one book that I'm like ridiculously excited to read and review, and that is The Infinite Sea by Ricky and C. I requested this from Penguin, and it just came today, even though it came out like more than a week ago. But this is the second book to the fifth wave, like I mentioned earlier. It's a lot shorter, which makes the feelings go sad, but I hope it's gonna be jam-packed of awesome like the first one was, because I super duper loved the first one, and these covers are just so soft, and I don't really like this cover as much as I like the first one, but getting totally off topic, I hope I'm gonna love this. Is this gonna be a trilogy? Probably. Watch this be a cliffhanger, then they're gonna be like, we gotta wait for the third book. Lastly, the two spooky books I have, one of them's for review. Surprise, surprise. And the other one's a reread, so the reread will obviously go by really fast, so I'll start off with this review book. I got asked by HarperCollins if I wanted to review Rooms by Lauren Oliver, which I was completely flabbergasted at. I love Lauren Oliver. I read her Delirium trilogy, and I own her books Panic and Liesl and Poe, and I was just so, like, thankful to get this because I cannot believe I'm being asked to review Lauren Oliver. Yeah, this is her adult book. It's really creepy sounding. It's about ghosts that live in a house, and I don't know if they're haunting a family that moves in, but I've already read the prologue of this, and it's definitely giving me a very Halloweenish vibe, especially the orange cover with the creepy little tree mansion thing. And the last book, like I said, a reread, The Evolution of Mara Dyer, one of my favorite series in the entire world. I actually started this whenever I was rereading the first one a couple months ago, and I got 75 pages into it, so I already have a lot of things marked. This is honestly one of my favorite books of all time. I just love this series to death. You know you're like out of shape when sitting up straight for a 10-minute video hurts your back. So thank you for watching, everyone. Again, this will be a very temporary thing. I hope my sister doesn't watch this video because she'll be like, why were you in my room? Goodbye, everyone. Hand gesturing. Really quick, does anyone remember in like my first 5 videos, I had a thing where at the end of every video I was gonna do a weird hand gesture? Then that just kind of went away because I ran out of hand gestures to do. Yeah, throwback, what day is it? Wednesday? Throwback Wednesday to that. Goodbye for like the 5th time.